So we're here today to talk about the ProStar Turbo for 2017. This is the HO engine, so again, it's got more horsepower than last year. We were at 144 and now we're at 168. You might be asking yourselves, well, where did all that power come from? Well, before we go through that, let's just refresh our memory on what we did last year. We've got the forged bottom end, so the new crank, the 270-degree firing order, we've got the new connecting rods, we've got the piston squirters, we've got the forged pistons, we've got the new head, new cams, we've got the LCAC on the back here, so the liquid charge air cooler to give you that horsepower at all different temperatures, and the big turbo on the front of the engine here. All of that adding up last year to 144 horsepower. But for this year, we've tweaked a couple of things to give you that extra horsepower. And it all starts off here in the top end of the engine. So we've got the injector, that's giving you more fuel to make that more horsepower. We've paired that with new cams, both on the exhaust and the intake, to take better advantage of that fuel coming in. And we've also got a new head gasket to deal with the compression ratio and the combustion pressures that we're dealing with in this turbo engine. Now, don't forget, with a turbo engine, you're not just getting horsepower, you're also getting torque as well. That's one of the great advantages of a turbo, is you get a big boost in torque along with that horsepower that it gives you. So it's a great story there on both aspects to help you coming both in and out of a corner. Top speed, acceleration, elasticity, all those good things. A little bit of tweaks, you get that core bottom end that you had last year, all the good stuff we gave you, and now just making it a little bit sweeter with that 168 horsepower.
With the upgrade in power, we also needed to upgrade the cooling system to keep you riding all day. To start with, we have a 42% larger grill area to keep the airflow into the cores, as well as a new PWM brushless fan that starts at a lower temperature at a variable speed and then ramps up to full speed, where it's now flowing 25% more airflow than the previous year. We widened the frame tubes so we could fit in 3-inch wider radiators to give you a 20% larger engine radiator for this model year. And to prove it, we tested this vehicle all over the world in trails, desert, and multiple dune locations, including taking this vehicle to the Middle East to test it on dunes 3 times larger than Oldsmobile Hill in triple-digit temperatures. With the upgrade in power, we also upgraded several key components of the driveline. Starting with the clutches, we have new weights, new helix, and a new thicker belt to handle the increased power. And to keep that clutch and belt cool, we have a new inner and outer clutch cover features to improve the airflow, as well as new intakes that are larger with screens both on the outside and the inside, as well as a foam seal to keep that sand out. That also increased airflow is keeping your belt temps 30 degrees cooler. We also added steel wear shims to the drive clutch to handle the sand that does get through. We also improved the rear half shafts for increased strength, as well as improved the front drive with larger rollers and a larger cage to handle the increased power and torque. All of these driveline upgrades are so you can use the 168 horsepower reliably and consistently all day long. RZR philosophy is always about power, suspension, and agility. For power, we have a new level performance at 168 horsepower, but all that power does nothing unless you have the suspension to handle it. We have race-inspired trailing arm rear suspension with box internal bypass shocks with 5 compression zones to handle the chop for the weekend warrior, as well as the high-speed G-outs for the high-speed racer. We also have increased the strength of our rear radius rods, which are also stronger and lighter with M12 bolts to increase the durability of the rear suspension. For handling, we still have front and rear stabilizer bars to keep you flat in the corner, and we added a 1.5 turn rack for less hand over hand and more direct control of your steering. From the all-wheel drive, we increased the durability of the front drive with new rollers and a larger cage to handle the increased power and torque going through your front drive. We have all the comfort features you'd expect from a RZR XP. We have 2 new features added. We have a new key switch with an added accessory position, so you can keep your accessories running without draining your battery, as well as a new digital display, so you can easily see your speed and your RPM running down the trail.